You've heard of New York, you've heard of Los Angeles, you've probably been told 100 times to visit Nashville or Miami, but what if I told you that some of the most jaw-dropping, soul-refreshing places in this entire country have almost zero tourists? No lines, no overpriced hotels, no crowds, just you, and a town that feels like it was built specifically for people who actually know how to travel. Today we're counting down 10 hidden gem towns in America that most people have never even heard of. And trust me, by the end of this video, at least 3 of these are going on your list. Number 10, Yashats, Oregon. Say it with me. Yashats. Most people can't even pronounce it, which is exactly why it's still a secret. This tiny coastal town on the Oregon coast is moody, dramatic, and completely cinematic. We're talking gloomy skies meeting wild ocean cliffs, dense forests pressing right up against the shoreline, and seafood so fresh it came off a boat that morning. Even in peak summer, this place stays quiet. There are no chain restaurants here, no tourist traps, just cozy cabins, tide pools you can explore for hours, and that rare feeling of standing somewhere that hasn't been ruined yet. If you want a Pacific Northwest escape that actually feels like an escape, Yashats is it. Number 9, Eureka Springs, Arkansas. Arkansas doesn't exactly scream vacation destination, and that is precisely the point. Tucked deep into the Ozark Mountains, Eureka Springs is one of those places that feels like it exists in a completely different timeline. The entire downtown is built on winding Victorian-era streets. No 2 buildings are on the same level because the whole town is carved into a hillside. People have been coming here for centuries because of the natural hot springs, and the town has preserved that old-world charm while somehow also having incredible food, boutique hotels, and a surprisingly vibrant art scene. There's even an underground cave system you can explore. This place has literally everything. Number 8, Staunton, Virginia. Sandwiched between Washington, D.C. and the Appalachian Mountains, Staunton is one of the most historically rich towns in America, and almost nobody outside Virginia knows it exists. This was a major railroad and supply hub during the Civil War, and the town has held on to that history with an almost obsessive dedication. There's a Shakespearean playhouse here, an actual historically inspired recreation of an indoor Elizabethan theater that puts on world-class performances. The downtown is beautifufully preserved. The food scene punches way above its weight, and because it sits in the Shenandoah Valley, the scenery around it is absolutely ridiculous. History lovers, this one's yours. Number 7, Chattanooga, Tennessee. Now here's a city that people always think they know, but they don't. Most people fly straight to Nashville and completely sleep on Chattanooga, which is a crime. This city is sitting right on the Tennessee River with mountain views, a world-class aquarium, incredible hiking at Cloudland Canyon State Park, and views from Lookout Mountain where you can literally see 7 states at once on a clear day. 7 states from one spot. There are romantic river cruises, a booming arts district, and enough outdoor adventure to fill a week. Nashville gets all the attention, but Chattanooga gets all the beauty. Number 6, Portsmouth, New Hampshire. When people think New England, they think Boston, they think Cape Cod, they think Nantucket. They never think Portsmouth, and that is a massive mistake. This is one of the oldest working seaports in America, and it has been so well preserved that walking through the downtown feels like stepping back into the 1700s. Grand colonial homes line cobblestone streets. The waterfront is timeless and gorgeous. There's a living history museum called Strawberry Bank where you can experience 4 centuries of American life in a single afternoon. And because it's not overrun with tourists, everything here is actually affordable, which cannot be said for the rest of New England. Number 5, Crested Butte, Colorado. If you've ever looked at photos of Aspen or Telluride and thought, I wish this existed without the billionaires and the crowds, then let me introduce you to Crested Butte. This Rocky Mountain town is harder to get to, which has protected it from the insane development that swallowed every other Colorado ski town. In winter, the skiing is world-class. In summer, the wildflower fields are so dense and colorful that photographers fly in from around the world specifically to shoot them. Elk Avenue, the main street, is lined with Victorian buildings painted in every color imaginable. It's charming, it's rugged, it's breathtaking, and it still feels real. This is what Colorado used to be. Number 4, Leavenworth, Washington. Okay, this one sounds completely made up, but I promise it's real. In the middle of the Cascade Mountains in Washington state, there is a town that fully committed to being a Bavarian village. We're talking alpine architecture, German breweries, bratwurst, Oktoberfest, accordion festivals, and mountain hiking trails right outside your door. It sounds ridiculous. It is also one of the most charming places you will ever set foot in. With a population of under 2,500, this town hosts festivals almost year-round, and every single season looks completely different. In winter, it turns into a Christmas postcard. In summer, it's a hiker's paradise. In fall, the entire mountain range behind it catches fire with color. There is no bad time to visit Leavenworth. Number 3. Chincoteague Island, Virginia. 2 hours north of Virginia Beach, sitting quietly off the coast, is Chincoteague Island, and it might be the most underrated beach destination in the entire country. No boardwalk, no massive resort hotels, no spring break crowds, just wild beaches, marshlands, and the Assateague Island wild ponies, which are literally free-roaming horses that have lived on this barrier island for centuries. Every July, the famous pony swim happens, where the wild herd actually swims across the channel, and it's one of the most extraordinary natural spectacles in America. The whole island moves at a slower pace, the seafood is exceptional, and the remoteness of it makes everything feel like a genuine getaway rather than a performance. Number 2. Bayfield, Wisconsin. You would never guess that Wisconsin is hiding something this beautiful, but here we are. Bayfield sits on the southern shore of Lake Superior, the largest freshwater lake on Earth, and it serves as the gateway to the Apostle Islands, a stunning collection of 21 islands with sea caves, lighthouses, and crystal clear water that looks more like the Caribbean than the Midwest. In summer, you can kayak directly into the sandstone sea caves. In winter, when the lake freezes, those same caves turn into an ice palace that people travel from across the country just to see. The town itself is tiny, charming, completely unhurried, and surrounded by waterfalls and old-growth forests. This is Wisconsin's best-kept secret. And number 1, the town that wins the title of most criminally underrated place in all of America, Macanopy, Florida. With just over 600 residents, Macanopy might be the smallest town on this entire list. It is also, without question, one of the most unique. Nestled between protected state parks in north-central Florida, Macanopy has somehow become the antique capital of the Sunshine State. Choloka Boulevard, the town's main street, is lined with historic buildings stuffed with rare finds, vintage treasures, and the kind of items you stumble across once and regret not buying for the rest of your life. This town has appeared in movies, inspired novels, and maintained an atmosphere that feels completely untouched by the modern world. No theme parks, no beach crowds, no neon signs, just history, character, and quiet charm that is almost impossible to find in Florida anymore. So there you have it. 10 towns, 10 completely different experiences, and not a single tour bus in sight. Whether you want ocean cliffs in Oregon, wild ponies in Virginia, Bavarian beer halls in Washington, or frozen sea caves in Wisconsin, America has more magic tucked into its corners than most people ever bother to find. Stop following the crowd to the same 5 cities everyone already knows. The real America, the hidden one, is waiting. If this video opened your eyes to somewhere new, drop the town you want to visit most in the comments. I want to know. And if you want more videos like this, make sure you're subscribed because we're just getting started.